All right, join me now. Nicole Brenner-Schmidt's a Democrat strategist. Also, Bobby Eberle on the other side of the aisle, a Republican strategist. Nicole, I want to start with you here. Look, this is a Christmas Day for you guys on the Democrat side of the aisle. It looks like the Republicans made a mistake. What say you?
Well, they did make a mistake. I mean, it's there in black and white. I don't know all this credit for they owned it. It's right there. This was an egregious error. If a junior staffer had done this, they would have been fired. And I think it's completely appropriate for both sides of the aisle to call for an investigation into this. We need to know, why are they on Signal? Why are they using this instead of all the secure ways that we have to communicate about this important information? And the reality is, whether you're a fan of Goldberg or not, he's saying he has a lot more that he didn't put out there for the safety of our troops. So I guess we'll see. Does he release what it was now that that particular strike is over? Does he share more about what he saw on this chat that he was inadvertently added to? And the reality is that these high-level cabinet members shouldn't be communicating on this, and they shouldn't be communicating classified information in this way. And that's something that I think both sides of the aisles can say, this is egregious. We need to get to the bottom of it. We need to have accountability, and we need to fix it going forward.
Bobby, I'm wondering if Democrats felt this way during the Biden administration, because it's our understanding that this method of communication was actually used during the Biden years.
Well, yeah, absolutely. If you want to talk about approved means of communication among senior staff, even with classified information, one of the encrypted, recommended, and approved methods is Signal. So they were just following procedures that were handed down through the intelligence community. So nothing was out of the ordinary. Nothing was bizarre there. Some staffer puts this name on it. Now, I would be interested in why the staffer has, in the Trump administration, could mix up Goldberg's name and put him on there, one of the lefties of the left. That's pretty pathetic. But this whole idea of, people need to see how just planned and staged this was. This hearing today was not an impromptu hearing. It was on the books for a while. So the release of the story so that it could capture the attention of the committee and then attention of the media, when we should be talking about these bombings and vandalism that's going on at Tesla factories that are actually encouraged by the Democrats. They're not denouncing that at all, but when someone puts a phone number on this chat, they go ballistic and want people to resign. I think you see the difference between reality and fantasy. The reality is people can get hurt and killed right here in America, and the Democrats are actually encouraging it.
That is interesting, Nicole, that the conversation has taken a sharp turn here, and we're not talking about these Democrats calling for action against Tesla. Nobody on the Democrat side is condemning the attacks, the doxing of the Tesla owners. Why is that?
I'm not aware of anybody on the Democratic side being supportive of any kind of political violence or encouraging this to happen. This isn't something that the party leaders or the party itself wants. I'm glad to be on with my friend Bobby, but he knows that this is not something that our party wants to have happen. This is not something that's being encouraged from the top down. These are some terrible isolated incidents. I think it's horrific to have violence enter the conversation at any point when we're having a political disagreement about issues. That is it's inappropriate and wrong. And I don't know anybody on the Democratic side that would cheer that kind of violence on.
Well, there would be one, Jasmine Crockett, and the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, last night calling her out and saying she's got to stop this and she's got to apologize for these off-the-wall threats. Bobby, what say you about that?
Well, I'm here in Texas, so luckily I'm not in the Dallas area where she's from. I'm outside of Houston. But, her reputation is growing statewide and now nationally. She's calling for violence against Ted Cruz. She keeps calling for violence. She's one of the main ones speaking out against Elon Musk. And again, this is where I don't understand the Democrats, because this guy is brought in as an advisor to look for waste, fraud, and abuse. And now Teslas are being keyed. They're being blown up. Factories and showrooms are being vandalized. And she's one of the head cheerleaders, the chief spokesman for this kind of activity. And you mentioned earlier about possible censure. I believe absolutely that she should, because when you call for violence against people, That has to draw the line. In Congress, there's been heated debates since the dawn of the country, but there has to be a line drawn. And when you're calling for violence against your opponents, that's where it is.
And Nicole, I'm going to give you the last word here because, again, you seem pretty reasonable here. But the reality is the party right now, they're struggling. I think you guys are struggling to figure out who you are and what you want to be. It's almost as if there's a civil war brewing within the party right now. Who do you anticipate is going to come out the winner of that fight?
I mean, look, I'll agree. The Democrats are having a bit of a reflection time and a little bit of a what's going forward, really trying to articulate their message and figure out how do we show that what we believe our values to be are the best for the working people of America. And I think there's a lot of people that are sort of vying to be the new face and the leadership, and we're not consolidated behind one person right now. We have a lot of talent in the bench. We have a lot of governors that are really popular, that are doing a lot of good work. And what we're really about is, yes, there can be waste and fraud in the government, absolutely. And we should make sure that it's working efficiently for Americans. But huge slashes at Medicaid, which has huge effects in people's states, is not the way to go. And I think people are realizing it's not just a bunch of people in DC, this sort of drain the swamp being fired. It's affecting their communities. It's the park rangers. It's the person delivering Meals on Wheels. And we have to do this in a humane way that keeps our economy strong. And the Democrats need to figure out who are the best messengers to communicate that and how to talk to the American public about it.
All right, I got to jump in here real quick, Nicole. We've got to leave it there. But let me just say, they're not getting rid of the Meals on Wheels. All right, come on now, come on. They're not getting rid of. We're talking about massive wasteful spending and not necessary programs to feed people in this country.
Medicaid.
Nicole, we got to get you back on. Bobby as well. Great to see both of you guys. We do have to leave it there. Thank you again.
All right, friends, thanks again for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And before you go, please hit that subscribe button above. Once you do, tell your friends, share it, spread the word about the 13-minute news hour so we can keep growing. And for more great content, check out these videos right here, and I'll see you next time.